subscriptions. I greatly appreciate it. It helps keep the channel going. This is the monthly Tarotscope for the sign of Leo. Happy Leo season, you guys. This reading is for anybody with a sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Leo, or heavily placed planets in the sign of Leo. So that would be 3 or more. You may want to watch this and see if, it might give you some sort of indication as to what kind of August you will be having. It's, take what you need, leave the rest, that sort of a thing. If it doesn't make sense, that's okay. You might be working on something different. Don't get too tripped up on all of it. If you're here watching on behalf of a Leo, welcome. Please feel free to share this video out, hit the thumbs up button and like it, and subscribe to the channel if you feel so inclined. It helps me out greatly. Questions, comments, all of that stuff is a huge help too. So the first card, what I decided, since it is Leo season, what I decided to use as the signifier or the guide card this month is from a deck called I Am Everything, which is a little small affirmation card deck, but I just thought it felt kind of good to me. Not only the color of the box, but also a statement of I am everything. That's a very Leo statement. Not in a bad way. Just Leos have such great grand confidence and like a robust, positive, generous attitude. So we want to kind of tap into those vibes, I feel like, this month. And I thought this would be a great guide card for all of the signs. So this will be essentially, I think, your mantra for the month, ideally. Oh, is the dog going to act like a fool now? No, we're not going to do this now. Hold on 1 second. Let me put him up before I get started because he's going to be a dick. Hey, she's an old lady. She doesn't want your dick. You don't need to flirt with her. Whining around her face just annoys her and makes her snarl at you. We've gone over this a million times. It's like the equivalent of a 7-year-old trying to romance a 64-year-old. It's just not okay. So you can be in here, but you cannot flirt with her. She's old and arthritic, and she doesn't want your dick. I've told you this a million times. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's try this. Sorry, I have an overly amorous puppy that thinks that my 9-year-old female bulldog just thinks he's, he wants to impress upon her how romantic he can be. And he's right, cut it out. Don't leave her alone or you'll go in your kennel. Anyways, he's right along with this I am everything sort of vibe, this Leo season. Summer's here, weather's nice. It's time to I don't know, shed some clothes due to heat and sun and shed some inhibitions and enjoy ourselves, right? So let's see what's going on with the Leos. There's perfect. I am passionate. Card number 10, which it boils down to a number 1, which would be very much self-focused, which is very much a Leo trait. Not in a bad way, just that you guys put yourself first and there's a grand confidence about you that's really wonderful. I am passionate. I put my entire heart into people and things I believe in. My passion is a powerful force. It is an eternal fuel. I recognize the strength of my passion, and therefore I am careful where I choose to focus it. I am passionate. So I'm going to say this. If you guys, if my Leos get a little bit of judgment or flack for being a little too intense, a little too into it, being, a little bit, too involved with maybe somebody or something that doesn't deserve your time, or, people are telling you it doesn't, well, that's too damn bad. Let's just say that. This is a month to own that, to really embrace that. I'm not saying waste your time on situations that don't deserve you, but if you choose to do that, that's your prerogative, Leo. Own it, right? That's what I feel like this statement is. It's I'm not going to make qualms for the generous, nice person I am. If you piss me off, watch out. But I can put my passions, my drive, my attention wherever I choose. And when I do so, it's a gift, right? So being aware of that and being confident of that is not a bad thing, right? Others might be put off by that. They might not take, judgment with that, or they might be, that might come off as weird to them or different, but that doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there for you. Be passionate, embrace that passion, put it wherever you want it. That sounds so dirty. Put it wherever you want it, and enjoy this month of August, okay? And embrace yourself first and foremost. That's that number 10 in that card, right? Like, don't make qualms or excuses for who you are, what you do, and why. Just let your passion be enough of your drive. Does that make sense? Okay, so this first card is the center card. It's where you're centered at. It tells me a little bit about where you're at, but also what you could potentially be creating for the future. So this is the Hierophant. This is Taurian energy. It is major arcana, so nice start to the reading. It is a big card, right? But it's a very stable card as far as I'm concerned. It's about higher learning, intelligence, teaching. It can be about institutions. It can be about social norms or societal norms. It can be a role where we are on display this month, where we might be educating or teaching others. There is a possibility we could be learning. There could be a possibility where we're working within our communities or with our communities, where our communities might be paying attention to us, and communities can take forms in many different ways, right? They can be our friends, they can be our family, they can be our actual, workspace environment, our coworkers, our bosses, that sort of a thing. But regardless, the Hierophant is a educated, grounded, intelligent card, right? So I think if my Leos are stepping up into this position of the Hierophant, you should be appreciated this month. There's definitely, I'll say, an air to the Hierophant of feeling, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like, how do I want to say this? Like, your shit, Leo, right? You're not like questioning it. You're not even, I don't even think that there's a challenge to it this month, right? With the Hierophant in the center, it's like you really believe what you know to be true, what you might be teaching, what you might be sharing, how you might be connecting with the world around you. And there's no question about that. There's no doubt about that. So I like this as your center. I also like that it's Taurian energy, which is very grounded, very earthy and rich, and kind of like, I feel like Taurus is sort of like how I see Leo with fire. It's that sort of decadent, wonderful energy. So go for it, Leo, right? The next card is your foundation. Sorry, guys, my jaw has been hurting me for 2 days. I don't know what's going on. So it's kind of hard to talk. It's weird. So the next card is your foundation. This is kind of the card from the past that tells me a bit about sort of where things are at, and where things were at, and why everything is the way that it is today. It can be the memory of this card that could be pushing things into the future or holding things in place. So this is the Three of Swords. Not the best card to have in this position, but what this does say is this is a little bit about broken hearts. This is a little bit about past pain, sadness, darker times, emotional hurts, definitely troubled thoughts, things of that nature, a period of darkness or pain that we've maybe come through in the past. But it has educated us to some degree, because we see that Hierophant card there in the center. We're taking back sort of the wheel of the car in a way. We are allowing ourselves any sort of passions or excitement that were maybe taken from us through previous experience, where things maybe didn't go right, where we were misseen or misjudged, where we weren't honored in the way for what we're giving. Because when I see that heart there, it sort of represents Leo to me. Even though there's the Three Swords through it, it's like you guys do tend to lead with this passion. You do tend to lead with this purity of heart, right? And so in the past, if that's been sort of misconstrued or not understood or invalidated or hurt for whatever reasons, I feel like we've come beyond that, or we've learned to come beyond that. We've learned our lessons maybe, and we're wiser, we're smarter. That's the intelligence that we see there at the Hierophant, right? Where we're grounded, we're a little bit more grounded, we're a little bit smarter, but that's also what's going to enable us to sort of be in this self-focused passion where we get to understand our true kind of gifts, what we bring to the table, what we add to any situation, the gifts and the abilities that we supply into maybe others or situations around us. And I like that, because the Hierophant he's not only is he intelligent, but he knows like what he knows, right? And so to me, I feel like you guys should feel very self-validating, if that's a word or a thing, right? Does that make sense? Like, and only because maybe you've been wronged in the past or hurt in the past or you've struggled in the past, and because of that you've learned a little bit more about yourself, you've learned a little bit more about your own value, and there's an opportunity here to really live in that place, and I think that that's ultimately going to be a good thing, right? So let's go to the spirit or soul card. This is what's above you. This card tells me a bit about sort of what's going on, what your spirit wants you to focus on or what it wants you to see. So this is the Two of Cups. Twos are always, to me, about relationships. Cups would be about the emotions, and that of water, the element of water. God, my jaw is killing me. Shit. So when I look at this always sort of gives me a little bit of a Two of Swords vibe. I don't know why. I think it's the giant moon. But to me, the Two of Cups is a very romantic card. It's very much about love of oneself, appreciation of oneself, feeling connected not only maybe to ourselves, but also to the world around us. Connected from a place that's not necessarily emotionally demonstrative, because I feel like the Hierophant is a little bit withdrawn. He's a little bit about, when I said something about societal norms and stuff, he's going to do the right things for the right reasons. So we may not be able to be as boisterous or as, what's the word? I mean, we have this I am passionate card here, but when I think of the Two of Cups, it does tell us to look to what emotionally sets us aflame, or what excites us. What do we feel emotionally truly connected to? What do we truly love, right? But the Hierophant has a little bit of it feels a little bit withdrawn, right? So to me, it's like the dialogue, and I hope this makes sense, but it feels like the dialogue for my Leos this month in August is that, yes, the focus is on the self. Yes, the focus is on our gifts and our passion. And yes, there is this sort of internal connection to what we feel most drawn to, what we care most about, right? That would be the Two of Cups. But because this is in the spirit space, it says to me that your spirit is asking you to kind of connect to those things more privately, maybe more carefully in a way, because we also see that Three of Swords down in the foundation. Like there's been areas where maybe we've been burned, or we've been hurt, or we've been, like I said, mistreated. So we're not going to allow that to happen again. But that doesn't mean that we shut those emotions off, right? We keep those emotions like in a place where we're allowed to maybe have a little bit more control over them. That suits us, right? That's the Hierophant. And the Two of Cups says, connect to yourself, Leo, connect to your riches, connect to your emotional self, connect to that everything that you love, right? But that moon to me speaks to a more private conversation, a more internal conversation, a more intuitive conversation that you're having with yourself during this month, where you're like, I don't know, like it's almost like the realization is really about yourself, this number one, and how the passions that you have, the care that you give, the wealth that you bestow upon the situations that you love, even if they haven't always like appreciated you. Does that make sense? And so again, I've said this before, we're smarter, we're wiser, and we're that much more in control, and we get to sort of steer the ship this month. We get to pick and choose, and the conversation should be emotionally fulfilling, right? We see that Two of Cups there. It should definitely be spiritually connected, whether it's to our own self or looking through the eyes of love at the world around us, but not necessarily, it's like, what do I want to say? Looking at the world around us through the eyes of love, right? That's the Two of Cups, but we're not going to like leap before we look. Does that make sense? We're not going to, like I would say that Leo's energy is so friendly and so generous and boisterous at times that you guys would probably just jump into something wholeheartedly and do it, right? But I feel like there might be, the Hierophant withdraws you a little bit. There's a little bit more of a, I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's a little bit more of a composure might be a good word. So you're a little bit careful about where and what you're putting your love into, so to speak. If that makes my Leos are gonna have to let me know after watching this if this is making any sense to them at all. It could be my jaw. I don't even know if I was gonna try and do. My goal was to get through 2 elements of signs today, but my whole jaw hurts. The upper top of my right head hurts. It's like I'm wondering if I might have some sort of problem with my teeth. It's not a good idea. I'm like not having it right now. But I need to get these done before the month ends, and I'm running out of time. Okay, the next two cards are my outside influences, right? These are things that are influencing you either positively or negatively in the month of August. They could be people, events. They can be things more vague like belief systems or energies that are having an effect on you. So let's see what they are. Okay, so one is sorry, I can barely see. It's this jaw thing. It's like, I'm in pain. The King of Pentacles. I like him. We'll take him. I love that we have the Hierophant in our center, which is Taurus vibes. King of Pentacles would be Earth vibes, which would very much connect to that Hierophant. It's like we're doing the right things for the right reasons. So the universe is meeting us in very right, sort of grounded, manifestational ways. Does that make sense? The King of Pentacles could be another Earth sign, right? It could be somebody that is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo that's coming to help us. It doesn't necessarily have to be male or female. If it's something that obvious, right? They should be able to help us to get us where we want to go. They appreciate this Hierophant nature that we're running this month, Leo. They appreciate this sort of structured, grounded, intelligent aspect that you're presenting this month, Leo. They like the fact that I also get the sense that the king, right, because it's the King of Pentacles, and this can be a situational energy too, right? So if we're treating ourselves like the Hierophant, well, the king is going to appreciate that because he's royalty too, right? He's in a position of authority. So what I mean by that is like, as we treat ourselves with more sort of self-esteem or more, if we give ourselves a little bit more credit this month, the world around us starts to approach us with that same kind of response, right? And that's what the King of Pentacles will bring. He brings with him all the sort of material wealth or riches that we would want, or that he shows us how to create it if we don't already have it, right? And so with the intelligence of the Hierophant, we should be able to certainly learn from him. These two feel very much in line to me. You know, they feel like it's almost like this Hierophant energy or this belief in ourselves is attracting to us these opportunities to learn how to either provide for ourselves, create more abundance, create more wealth, that sort of a thing, or be more grounded, be more of an authority, be more of a teacher this month. And we're doing all of this from this place of considerable compassion and love. That's that Two of Cups up above us in our spirit space. Even though, like I said, that Three of Swords says that we've been hurt in the past, we're not letting that dim our fire or our passion that's within us, okay? And I think that on some level, we're being rewarded for that, if that makes sense, by this King of Pentacles. Okay, and then the other card is the Six of Cups. So love this card, very warm, homey, family, focus on nostalgia, memories, really maybe connecting with those opportunities to come together and connect with those that we love, or really find appreciation for them maybe giving appreciation back to us. Sixes oftentimes indicate a sense of balance, but it being the Six of Cups, it's an emotional balance that's going on around us. This card is very much focused on family and things like of that nature. So expect maybe in the month of August opportunities to get together, or at least even if it's via, I don't know, Zoom rooms or whatever, there's opportunities here to appreciate one another, to take walks down memory lane, to understand. And I think so too, with that Two of Cups up in the spirit space, this ties into that too, where it's that opportunity that kind of calls, it's almost like the Two of Cups is calling the Six of Cups to our environment, and the Hierophant is calling the King of Pentacles. Does that make sense? So when we're aware of what we care about and how we care about it, and the depth of that emotional connection to those that we love, don't be surprised if they sort of come out of the woodwork, or opportunities for expressing that appreciation and that love for others shows up, right? And that also kind of aids and abets the my jaw, fuck. It aids and abets the Hierophant, right? In the sense that he's in this role of kind of teacher too, or So there's this connection there. Does that make sense? I maybe I'm not expressing myself very clearly, but do see a connection between the Hierophant and the Six of Cups. There is this sort of reciprocated relationship or energy that's in the Six of Cups of love, kindness, care, appreciation that the Hierophant would also have in his position or role that he plays in sort of his communities, like I said earlier. And so there's an opportunity there where both of these energies, the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Cups and the King of Pentacles, both kind of key into the nature of this Hierophant, and they blend quite nicely with him, right? And they even, like I said, that Six of Cups triggers that Two of Cups up above too. So really when I'm looking at these cards, it feels like, maybe things weren't always right in the universe, but things are certainly getting right in your universe in the month of August, right? They're feeling more connected. They're feeling more centered, grounded, productive. All of that sort of stuff is going on here. So it should be a good month for my Leos. Now, this last card is what I call the potential outcomes. It is not set in stone. It is where things stand right now, barring that nothing major changes. So keep in mind that if you see this card and you don't like it, you can always make choices and changes through free will to affect the outcome of this card. So you can use it as like sort of a warning right now. But if it's a good card, we can take heart in the fact that we're naturally heading towards this as an outcome. So let's see what this is. Oh, I'll take it. So this is Piscean energy. This is the High Priestess. Okay. Now, what I feel like in the minute I see her, we have the card number 2. We have that Two of Cups in the spirit space. And the High Priestess girl, she is all about spiritual shit. That's a really lame way to describe her, but whatever. The High Priestess is about connection to sort of the divine, to our own internal wisdom, to our own sort of knowledge. That percolating Two of Cups in the spirit space and that structure that the Hierophant presents within us, that sort of doing the right thing for the right reasons, maintaining our focus, whatever it is that we're working on. I feel like that Two of Cups grows into this card number 2, the High Priestess, by month's end. Does that make sense? So that compassion, that emotional connection that we have, not only mainly first and foremost within ourselves, Leo, but that's this I am passionate that we see here, but that passion and that connection, that emotional sort of awareness, that intuitive moon that we see up in this Two of Cups, as we sort of have that conversation with ourselves, and then we sort of interact with our relationships or our environment in the way of, like, say, the Six of Cups and the beauty of the King of Pentacles, we arrive by month's end at this wonderful state of the High Priestess, where we feel very much spiritually in probably alignment, connection, awareness, intelligence, all of that, right? Not only do we have this sort of structural and institutionalized or education of the Hierophant and the authority that he carries, but now we've coupled that with whatever's going on in that Two of Cups up there in our spirit space, and the knowledge that we've gained this month from keeping that compassion and that passion about us, and we've paired that with the Hierophant to become the High Priestess. Do you guys see that connection, or am I just crazy? I might be crazy, but who knows? I'm in a lot of pain right now. But I do feel like that High Priestess is a beautiful place to end out the month. I feel like we should feel fulfilled. There is some sort of like mystery with the High Priestess. I will say that. And so be aware of maybe feeling a little bit more connected to the outer realms, to seeing the world a little bit differently. But I don't think that different way of viewing the world is a negative thing. I think it's probably more on the spiritual side than it is structured by month's end. But the High Priestess too, I believe, is she knows like the secrets, right? She knows kind of, she has that knowledge that sort of you can't, how do I want to put this? Like, you can't learn it in books, so to speak. Does that make sense? And I think that comes from that Two of Cups in the spirit space. It's like from having that dialogue and that connection to our own spirit, we gain the wisdom and the intelligence, the perspective of the High Priestess. And I love that we're beginning or running the month from our center on a major arcana card, and then we're also holding and ending out in a major arcana card at the end of the month. Does that make sense? It's like the evolution of this. So I do think that this month, although it may not be the most, I don't want to say that it won't be busy, right? But I feel like there is more kind of emotional, spiritual transformation happening for my Leos that will have like big magnitude and positive effects for you guys. So just my suggestion is to relax into whatever is being offered to you, whatever sort of opulence and enjoyment of yourself and others that you have, which I know that Leo loves that stuff, but it's going to sort of expand you, grow you in a very beautiful and lovely way. And so just let that happen. If you're not necessarily achieving so much, and it's not that I don't feel that, I don't see, this is the thing, I don't see this big emphasis on like making money or landing that lover, or, you know what I'm saying? To me, this reading looks more about growing in the appreciation of the things that we love the most and understanding what and who we are, and appreciating that at such a level that we're able to share that with others in a very sort of true and valid way, right? And as we do that, blessings come to us, and expansion and awareness comes to us, and we end up having a better understanding and a more deeper sort of not only emotional but spiritual understanding and awareness of who we are and what our gifts are and how we sort of fit in our world. And I think that with that Three of Swords down in the bottom, in the past, like we weren't necessarily maybe feeling as though we were fitting in our world very well in the past. And so this is a much needed transition that Leo should embrace, enjoy, and really assimilate into the core understanding of who they are, right? And I think that that's really what this August will be about for you guys. I hope that makes sense. Sorry that I was stumbling over my words and stuff. I hope I can get through these this month. My jaw is really, I'm hoping that I don't have like some major dental issue going on, and I don't, it's the beginnings of that. It feels like radiating pain in my lower jaw, or who knows, maybe it's TMJ. I grind my teeth at night. I might have done something wrong in my sleep. All right. So you guys have a wonderful birthday month. I know that you guys started your birthday month in July, but we're kicking it off with August. I will let you know I do have the deck picked out, especially for the August daily readings. Since it is Leo season, we're going to be going with the Grimalkin, which is a deck by MJ Cullinane. It's all cats. So this will be our deck that we're going to work with. I've made that decision. I'm going to put up some decks on the Patreon channel for oracles to pair with it in the next few days. But we are definitely going to do the Grimalkin in honor of my Leo season. I just feel like this is going to be a really good period for pretty much, I don't know, it's maybe the readings that happened all through July. I just feel like something's coming that should be really good for all the signs. So I'm excited. But have a wonderful birthday season, you guys, and have a great August. Again, remember, please hit the thumbs up button, share the video out with anybody that might be able to use it. Tell your friends about the channel. I want to build the channel and expand the channel, so please help in any way you know how. And I look forward to seeing you guys. I'm here every day for the daily forecast, and I will see you guys soon. Have a wonderful August, Leo. Take care. Bye-bye.